listening to Thank You for Doing That by R.E.M. The end of New Adventures of Hi-Fi in Hi-Fi. They made that record on the road. It's fucking brilliant. One of my favourite records ever. The last one with Bill Berry. And let's do this thing now. It's the end of R.E.M. as we know it, and I feel fine. Sad face, but I feel fine because they've given some really nice interviews where they've explained this shit. Oof, that's too loud. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Starts with an earthquake. Birds and snakes, and aeroplanes, and Lenny Bruce is not afraid. Eyes of a hurricane, listen to yourself churn. World serves its own needs. Dummy, serve your own needs. Feed it off an ox, speed, grunt, no strength. The ladder starts to clatter with fear, fight, down, height. Wire in a fire representing 7 games, and a government for hire at a combat site. Left of west and coming in a hurry with the furies breathing down your neck. Team by team reporters baffled, jumped, tethered, cropped. Look at that low playing, fine then. Uh-oh, overflow, population, common food, but it'll do to save yourself, serve yourself. World serves its own needs. Listen to your heart bleed. Dummy with the rapture and the revered and the right. You vitriotic, patriotic slam, fight, bright, light, feeling pretty psyched. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Six o'clock, TV hour, don't get caught in foreign towers, slash and burn, return, listen to yourself, churn, lock in, uninforming, book burning, bloodletting, every motive escalate, automotive incinerate, light a candle, light a motive, step down, watch your heel crush, uh-oh, this means no fear, cavalier, renegade, steer clear, a tournament of lives, offer me solutions, offer me alternatives, and I decline. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. The other night I dreamt of knives, continental drift divide, mountains sit in a line, Leonard Bernstein, Leonid Brezhnev, Lenny Bruce and Lester Bangs, birthday party, cheesecake, jelly bean, boom. You symbiotic, patriotic, slam bug net, right? Right. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel it's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And it's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. Time I had some time alone. Time I had some time alone. Time I had some time alone. And I feel fine. Thus begins the tribute EP. Everyone is Young Forever, nicked from a line off New Adventures in Hi-Fi, which I just listened to, inspired by Geddu 98, the band I started hearing Kuwait. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Inspired by Christine Kellogg, who I just spoke to, who when R.E.M. broke up, she called 118 and asked them to put her through to R.E.M. What a great lady that lady is. Inspired by you guys, You fucking guys, R.E.M changed my life. Makes me gonna tear up. You really inspired me. I've got a band called the Heartbeat Generation. I've got a band called The Reveals. I've got a band called A Picture of a Boat. Right now I've got a band I'm working on called Geddu, 1988, for my grandfather. Passed away. I'm in Kuwait. My life is changing. And my brain, everything's rearranging. And it's all down to you guys and what you've done for me. I can't measure it out with words. It's the weight of feeling free. Off the tip of my head I spout these words as if they're coming to me straight away. They're inspired by every album and song you've ever made. And I don't know where I'm gonna go next, but I'm gonna go somewhere good. And you know that is true. You knew that I would. I've known you all my life somehow, and I've never met even one of the members of R.E.M. Every word you've sung has meant quite a lot to me in my tiny little life. There's nothing I've yet done. I don't yet have a wife. But I've found love where it was most unlikely, and I've found peace where I was only fighting. And now I'm in my room, and I'm looking for a light, but I've already found it, because Habibi, it's night, but the electric lamp is on, and I'm singing this song, and it's the end of the world, but we're going to dance along to the tune that you've written, and the words that you wrote. Let's do it outside, because Susie Baidoon, she doesn't like it if I hide. If I hide the smell, she can still smell it all day when we're at work at the office and I'm thinking about pay. And you gotta make the money, but you gotta do what you love. And honey, mine smell like, and that's more than enough. Let's get to where we're going by staying right here. We all go back to where we belong. Wild heaven is near. My favourite song in the whole wide world, well, it has to be one of yours. And the list is so long, I'm supernatural and super serious. When I say to you, from the bottom of my heart, I am the man on the moon. And now's a good place to start. So I collapse into it, and I'm making a great game. Patty Lee's right behind me, and she's saying what she's saying. Buck, Mills, Stipe, Berry. Those were you guys. And I'm on the icing now, a cherry. Imaginary, but I'm coming true real soon. To a cinema near you, and you'll know what to do. We'll meet again one day, in a heaven I call then, but now's much better. Let's get together again. I'll record another video, I'll record another song, but if I've lost this one now, then it's all gone wrong. But it hasn't, because I'll pick up and I'll fly away into the night. I'll go night swimming, sitting still, in the light. I left New York, and I went around the sun. And that's an underrated album, yeah, that's not an appreciated one. But I found it pretty important, yeah, it meant a lot to me. So many of your albums, they instantaneously set me free. This is still recording, and for that I'm really glad. Now I'm looking at my face and I'm feeling pretty bad, because the way I look in here is never the way I look there. So I'm gonna take a nice smoke in the Kuwaiti fresh air. I light it up quick like, and I think to myself, Michael Stipe should do a solo album. He's a beat poem himself. He's a beat poet himself. Beat poem as well. Where did Berry go? Why did he go there? Why didn't you record with him in the meantime, and then you could go tour elsewhere? You did great regardless. I love your albums after Hi-Fi. Up was amazing. It meant a lot in my life. I loved how the lines in Let Me In about Kurt Cobain and Rover Phoenix leaving us thin-skinned without their armor, thin-skinned without theirs. You said, drink them up, 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 and hey, let me in, yeah, 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 hey, let me in, yeah, 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 ooh, 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 ooh. Now I'm going to start a company and I'm going to make it good and I'm going to do good things for children because I know that I should. But in the meantime, everyone on the face of the earth is going to fucking know my name because that's what it's worth. I'm going to do songs and I'm going to do films and I'm going to write books. And it's all going to be fucking so beautiful that I can't even rhyme anymore, and I can see my reflection of this laptop in my eyes and my glasses, and they're reflected and I can see them, and it's not a surprise because here I am. Words just spinning off into the dust. I'm like Eminem in a freestyle, but a move I cannot bust. I duck and I dive and I weave and I shimmy, but I can't bust a move like Michael Stipe when he's given me the old at Hyde Park in 2003, was it? Alex Raymond was there. If you're watching this, well, watch it. I saw them live and thank fuck I did, because now you're not going to do it anymore, and that's the main tragedy. It is. But I saw you once and it was the moment that counted. I'm collapsing into now and now is collapsing. 11 minutes of video I've now recorded, and not a single one of these seconds is going to be aborted, because I am a birth, ongoing and on time. The light was never mine. I am the light divine. R.E.M. R.I.P. Be at peace with being free. You set so many others on that way. How fucking grateful we are. You must appreciate. It's the end of the world. I typed into the web page, and Google immediately told me about R.E.M. at that stage. Nothing about apocalypse or paranoia or Nostradamus. It was just about your song and all the amazing things it did for us. That song is one of many. What a repertoire. The choreography of time was beyond subpar. It was enlightening, inspiring, and everything between. It was a blue hum in the gold machine. Of commerce you negotiated, of art you threw forth, the heartbeat of you all. And now I grow from a dwarf of soul and of sorrow and of hopes dashed. Now I'm like a phoenix who sings of the ash I once was, the ash I will be again. In my thoughts, one day. For now I'm a 10 out of 100 for believing in myself, for believing in the hope that I used to keep on a shelf. Now I've got the book open and I'm reading the first page, and it says, why the fuck are R.E.M. going away? If I can keep talking in some semi-rhyme until the end of this cigarette and my thoughts begin to climb, then that must be some sort of achievement to show you how your lyrics and your melodies and your riffs went pow! Right in the kisser. They kissed me all over my mind, and my hands and feet have left my mind behind. And I travel, and I go, and forward motion is the way. You know I'm not going to leave you behind, because you decorate it. And you say, great, the pen's not working. I'm trying to do something cool. You'll know exactly what if you were enrolled in the old R.E.M. school. Back in the old days, with Harbour Coat, I listened to that on the way to school. Man, what a joke. Wearing the Whitmore blazer that I now lost. Now I wear Johnny Mortimer's. That's the name I have not crossed. On my hand, I will put it over my heart. If only I had a better pen with which I could start. I'm making a life's work out of the passion I somehow have. Is it God's gift or just a gift? And I'm glad that it's either, that it's anything, that it's air that I breathe, and I try not to breathe. That's what Pete said, and I believe it's a great story that such a beautiful song came out of that. I was listening to how you both, well, no, wait, scratch that. Mike Mills and Michael Stipe, you were in the car and you were driving and coming up with the harmonies on Find the River and Automatic for the People. When I first saw that, I was at Carol's house, and the cover, well, that was that. It blew me away, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And the soundtrack was like The Lion King crossed with something more sorrow, more bliss. It made my mind open up and my heart scream and shout. It made words tumble from the sky like rain from a soulful cloud. And oh boy, oh fucking boy, where are you guys going now? Back to where you belong?